The sun was dipping low, painting the sky over Willow Creek in hues of orange and pink when I pulled up to my new slice of paradise. 5 acres of rolling hills, perfect for the cabin I'd been dreaming of for years. I'm Ethan Caldwell, a 38-year-old landscaper who'd poured every dime into this plot, ready to build a life from the ground up after a messy breakup. But as I turned onto the only road in, my heart sank. A rusty freight train, sprawling like a steel beast, blocked my path, with a sign slapped on it: Historical Railway Restoration. It was like the universe was flipping me off. I'd done my homework. My land sat just outside the Willow Creek HOA's grip, with a legal easement guaranteeing access through their turf. My dad, a retired paralegal, always drilled into me: "Ethan, read the fine print, or you're toast." So I had. That easement was ironclad, or so I thought. That's when Margaret Voss, the HOA president, rolled up in her gleaming SUV, her smile sharp enough to cut glass. "Mr. Caldwell, welcome to Willow Creek," she said, her voice syrupy but cold. She gestured at the train like it was some grand monument. "Our heritage project. Preserving the town's railway legacy, you see." Legacy? I'd checked the records. No train had run here since the 60s. This was no preservation, it was a setup. I kept my cool, barely, and pulled out my easement papers. "Margaret, this says I've got legal access. You can't just park a train on my road." Her smile didn't budge. "Oh, Ethan, our new bylaws prioritize historical preservation. We sent a notice must be gotten lost." She leaned in, her eyes glinting. "But if you join the HOA, we could work out another access point. For a fee, of course." That's when it clicked. This wasn't about history. It was a shakedown. I met a farmer, Hank, at a diner later, who spilled the beans. "That train showed up last week on flatbeds," he said, shaking his head. "Never seen anything like it. Margaret had timed it perfectly right after I closed on the land. She wanted me in her HOA or out of her way." But I wasn't budging. I'd spent a summer in college at a property law firm, and I could smell a scam from a mile away. I hit the County Historical Society first. No record of any railway worth SAVY in just a minor freight line, dead by 68. The clerk smirked. "Margaret's heritage project? Total fiction." The deeper I dug, the uglier it got. She wasn't just after my land. She was chasing a fat preservation grant, planning to restore the area including my property without my consent. She'd been milking the HOA for years, hiking fees, finding folks for nonsense like unapproved mailbox colors. I was just the guy who wouldn't kneel, so she'd rolled out a damn train to crush me. Nights were rough. I'd pace my rental, Margaret's smug grin seared into my brain, my dreams slipping away. But Dad's voice kept echoing. "When they try to bury you, dig." So I did. At the HOA office, all polished with community pride posters screaming propaganda, I met Jenna, the secretary. She was jittery, eyes darting like she knew too much. "Margaret handles the train stuff," she mumbled, but her nerves screamed she was scared. At the county records office, I struck gold. The HOA's 1995 bylaws needed a 2/3 resident vote and 4 board signatures for amendments. Margaret's preservation rule? 1 signature. Even better, the HOA hadn't filed as a nonprofit in a Decadia state requirement. They were a house of cards, and I was ready to huff and puff. Things got heated at a town hall. Margaret cornered me by the coffee urn, her voice low and sharp. "Ethan, you're making waves. Join the HOA, pay up, and this ends. Keep pushing, you'll regret it." My heart pounded, but I stepped closer. "You parked a train on my road, Margaret. I'm not the one who should be worried." Her eyes flickered. She hadn't expected me to bite back. That's when I met Eleanor, a retired teacher who'd been fined due law $500 for planting tulips. "Margaret's turned this place into her empire," she said, slamming her mug down. She was done, and so were others. Eleanor introduced me to Hank, Jenna, and a dozen more residents fed up with Margaret's reign. We started meeting at Eleanor's house, swapping stories of Margaret's petty finds, unapproved birdhouses, fees for nothing. Jenna slipped me a USB drive with HOA financials. Shady transfers to a consulting firm run by Margaret's brother. Jackpot. The showdown came at an HOA meeting, the room buzzing like a hornet's nest. Margaret stood at the podium, all charm, pitching her heritage project like a used car salesman. I waited, palms sweaty, then stood. Margaret, your rule has one signature, no vote. That train's on my easement, and I'm filing for an injunction. The crowd gasped. Some cheered. Margaret's face went beet red. You're out of line, she snapped. I held up the financials. Out of line? Like funneling HOA cash to your brother or scamming a preservation foundation. The room erupted yells, questions. Margaret bolted, muttering about a scheduling conflict. Here's the twist. Jenna, the shaky secretary, wasn't just scared, she was ready to flip. After the meeting, she met me in a park, hands trembling. Margaret's not just greedish, unhinged. She's got a secret laptop with the real books hidden in her office. I saw her type the password once. Jenna had snapped a photo of it. We were in. We snuck into the office after hours, my heart in my throat. We found item mails to the foundation, forging my land into her grant, plus records of due $200,000 siphoned to her family. It was over. I filed a county complaint, citing the nonprofit lapse and forged bylaws. Eleanor rallied 40 residents for a dissolution petition, leaning on a 1995 bylaw clause. Any resident could call a vote to dissolve if the HOA broke state law. Margaret's sloppiness was her downfall. In court, her lawyer, a sweaty mess named Carl, called me a troublemaker. I laid all out. Fake train, forged rules, stolen cash. Jenna testified, voice cracking, about Margaret's threats. Eleanor brought HOA fine notices for illegal garden gnomes. The judge had enough. Ms. Voss, your HOA is a sham. Dissolved. Effective now. By Monday, the train was gone, hauled off under a blazing sun. Willow Creek came alive, kids on bikes. Houses painted wild colors, neighbors laughing. We started a voluntary community group. No fees, just good VY best. I broke ground on my cabin. We VYing it into the hills, a love letter to the fight. Margaret? She's sorting trash for community, SARE VYC, fraud charges pending. Some say she got off easy. Others think her fall was enough. Me? I'm just glad it's done. Or is it? Power's a drug, and someone else might get hooked. Standing on my land, watching the sunset, I think about what we pulled off. One signature, one clause, and a whole community broke free. But it makes me wonder, who else is out there playing queen with a fake crown? What do you think? Was Margaret pure EVYL, or just desperate? Did we go too far, or not far enough? Should we have pushed for harsher punishment, or was exposing her enough? Drop your take in the comments. Share your own HOA horror stories. And if this story hit you, smash that like button and subscribe for more. Let's keep this fight alive.